Good afternoon. Welcome to Options Centered. It is Sunday, 7/10/22. Welcome, everybody. We are going to go through our usual motions of ES on multiple time frames to read what might be happening and what might happen next. I'm going to be straight up with you. I think we're going lower. That's that's it. We're going lower. All right, end of video. Just kidding. All right. Here we go. We're going to start off on ES on the monthly time frame. We did make a top. We don't know what kind of top, if that's a much larger, like grand top, or if we're just working a 1-2 here setup for much higher prices, or if we're going to really start to head down and accelerate much quicker for a larger bear market. So we will dial in. We check this out day by day, but I put out the videos as much as possible. So if you're new here, go down to that bottom right hand corner, hit that Option Center logo, and don't forget to hit the notification so you can get these videos so often. But looking at the monthly, we are in a downtrend. You guys, we might this is the 8 EMA. There's obviously always a chance to go back and start testing that EMA. But when this is headed down, we cross the 20. This is a trending indicator. Okay, that moving average, the 8 EMA on the monthly, headed down. We haven't quite reached any sort of big support on the large time frame. So I do think we are headed lower. We have a couple of areas where we think we could have either a nice bounce, or if we just break through these, then we're headed again much lower. But this is monthly time frame, so this is going to take some time. All right, so let's go. We had our bear cross on MACD. We're still headed down in a downtrend on the RSI. Let's go down to the weekly. All right, on this weekly time frame, we have the channels drawn just a little bit different. I drew it that way. We might have some confluence here with the 50% retracement from the COVID low. So that's just something we're looking at. Do I think that's going to hold? I don't know. I don't know. But if we get under it, that's a whole nother ball game, and we'll be looking at other plays. We'll be getting a little bit more bearish for that bear scenario. Let's dig in just a little bit deeper. We're in a downtrend. Same thing with this 8 EMA. We're checking back right now. Broke down from it and actually bouncing back up. Will we retest it? Again, on the lower time frames, we're going to check that out. We may test that and actually make another high on the week, but I don't think that it's going to hold. We're going to continue to play the downtrend as long as everything kind of points that way. Okay, and on the indicators, we have not made a bullish cross at this point. It looks like the yellow leader line might just be coming back to the blue MACD line. And also, look at the RSI. We're in that downtrend. Yes, we are testing right now that downtrend line. Do we have a slight divergence? Yeah, I'll draw that in. So we're starting to build a little bit of bullish divergence, but we could burn right through that. Do we have a oversold position here? No, we didn't get quite there. We're right at that 30, but if we're in a bear market, we're going to go down to 20. We're going to go down to the 20s, 25, maybe 17. It just depends on the price action, what kind of correction this is. But we could definitely go much lower. All right. On the daily, trend is our friend. Okay, so we're building this wedge. Came back to the bottom of the wedge and popped back up. We look at this. That's a bullish falling wedge. Perhaps if we get above this line here, it coincides with this downtrend line. Coincides with the 50-day moving average. I think there's a possibility that we test it. We're in supply already, so we don't have to. All we're doing is back testing this wedge. I said that last week. I said it a couple times, but we had this pretty big move with 1, 2, 3, 4-day move, and I mean that's pretty natural to test back like that. But we're just not used to it because we don't have that many back tests that go that far. So after a wedge breaks down, yeah, we had a 2 big day move there. After this big wedge broke down, we had a tiny bit of a wave 2 back test, but nothing large. Same thing over and over. Once we broke down from the wedge, we just crapped. So I kind of thought that was going to happen here with maybe some acceleration to the downside. It did not. Broke down from the wedge and back testing much further. And I think that's more of a scenario where we're making perhaps like this one, to where we broke down from this. That is a smaller wedge. It might be a flat there, but we came back and double tested, double top here, and then really started to head to the downside. So we broke down for the wedge. I just think this is back testing. If we get a slightly new high here, which we did on the Qs, it doesn't have to, then really we're probably just going to test this 50 and head lower. And then yeah, if we start to break from this wedge, and then we might have a different scenario going on. We might have much more of a bullish wedge, but I don't think it's bullish to where we're getting all-time highs. We just have a much bigger correction before we head lower. Okay, so looking at the MACD, again, we're in a downtrend. We're testing that downtrend line right now. RSI, so it's just a little bit different scenario. We're still in the downtrend. I don't have a line there. We're triangulating from this wedge. Okay, so this represents the wedge, the triangle on the RSI. So yeah, we could go up just a little bit higher here, make a new high and test the downtrend line, or we're at the 50. We can head lower from this point. So I can't give you a definitive answer. There's evidence of both scenarios. I think I like the fact that we kind of have a topping candle here. Perhaps it's not really a hammer, but similar, it possibly a reversal candle. So we are over the 8 EMA. We have to stay over that in order to keep trending higher. It just doesn't. It's not a very powerful move, and the volume was definitely waning on this back test here. So we're watching the support area at 38.84, but really we're right into supply. You see that reversal candle here? That's where we reversed before. We're right into that supply area there. So it's going to be a tough move to get over this, but if we start getting over this, then we're going to change some of our positions. So we're still holding short. Last week was not a good week for us, but that's part of the game. That's why you give yourself some time on these options. I had to get out of the shorter term options there. But let's look down on the 65 and see if we can dig out anything more. And this is what I'm talking about. This is the big wedge that we broke down from. We're still back testing for it and building another smaller wedge underneath here. So I do believe that possibly we start to get it slightly higher, maybe overnight, but I just don't see it even really testing this downtrend line here and making a slight high. I'm looking, but once we break this wedge, I think that's where we're going to start to accelerate a little bit more. We thought we had some divergence building. We burnt that divergence. I'm not going to look much more at the RSI and MACD on here. It's just, we're getting to that point where, yeah, see, we made some bearish divergence here. So that might start to play out on the RSI and the MACD. And yeah, so that's where we stand. I'll give you a slight Elliott wave. Actually, we'll just go to the big picture on the Elliott wave count on the SPX. Just kind of show you what I'm looking at. Let's go to the Elliott wave frame. I'm looking for a much bigger move here. So I have a C here because it's a possible, it's a reminder for that might be an A, B, C headed down here. We'll take that out right now. But really, what we're kind of looking at is this first wave 1, 2, and 1, 2, and a 1, 2. Now this 1, 2 scenario here, we could end the 1, 2 right here, which is where I kind of think it's happening, where we're finished off here. But if we get a slight new high like the QQQ, that's fine too. It's still 1, 2. We have the 618 retracement just a little bit above. So again, It just paints a picture to where we could get just a slightly higher high. We're at the 50%. We may not get up to that 39.72 area, but if we do, I'll add on to the puts, and we'll see if we get a reversal there. All right, so that's it. That's the big picture. This is a very bearish picture. This is recession style. This is bear market. Okay. There are a couple other scenarios where we start to get, of course, there's always bullish and bearish scenarios. There's one that this is just an ABC, and then we'll get a ABC correction, and we'll have a much larger 5-wave move down. And so that's possible too. But what we're looking at is actually somewhat like a zigzag 5, 3, 5 type scenario. Okay, that's all I got for you. I hope this helps, and don't forget to like the video. And also, there's the option guys. We're in that Discord, and there's a lot of good traders running that thing. So check it out, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.